Good evening, everybody. This is Bronson's by any means necessary. Damn. Fantasy football talk for Tuesday, December 8th. Right? 7th. December 7th. December 7th. This is a really good waiver wire week, actually. I'm pretty excited to talk about it. I got 15 options for you. Also, it's week 14, so this will be the final week of the regular season in most leagues. So this is your shit. We get off the pot week. I just want to ask that, just out of professional courtesy, if you're out of the playoff picture, like if you are already eliminated, like if you winning this week won't change anything for you to get into the playoffs, please don't put in waivers over the teams who have something to play for. You will still have some options available to you first thing in the morning tomorrow. You're going to do what you're going to do, but I just think that if you're, it's a little shady to put in waivers when you've already been eliminated, especially come playoff time when you're like playing in that 5th place game or whatever, or that third place game, whatever the case may be, and you're putting in waivers over 2 teams that are actually competing for a championship. I think that's crap. Same thing kind of extends to the teams that are already eliminated from the playoffs. There's no need for you to be putting in waivers. I mean, I appreciate your gamesmanship, but it's just not right. It's not ethical. So just avoid it, please. Okay, before we get into the waivers, a couple of things. I don't really want to talk about my Vikings. In fact, it's been quite a shitty football weekend. For me, the Vikings lost to the Lions, which I did kind of predict in one of my videos last week. I thought it would be fitting for this Viking season to lose to the Lions, since the Lions get the first win, and of course, on the last second play, walk-off win for the Lions, and on a defensive drive where the Vikings did absolutely, literally nothing. Didn't get a single stop the whole time. I've hated this team all season, and that game just pretty much was the pinnacle for me. I'm very ashamed. I've never been ashamed of the 5th football team I root for before, but I am ashamed of this team now. There needs to be sweeping changes with them this offseason. And the Ducks lost their football coach to Miami, which was kind of expected. I know that's where he played. That's where he's from. I know he wants to go back there. I just thought Oregon had a really big buyout on him. I didn't think Miami was going to be willing to pay it, but they are. So Oregon's looking for football coach again. There's a lot of rumors that Chip Kelly could come back. I don't think that'd be the worst thing. I think he still owns his home there. There's some rumors about Matt Campbell from Iowa State. I'd be pretty excited by that. There's even some talk that Kellen Moore maybe will come to Eugene from Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator. I think Kellen Moore is probably gonna stick in the NFL. He's gonna have some head coaching opportunities in the NFL. I think that's where he's gonna stay. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's a head coach in the NFL next season. But maybe the Oregon job and that Nike money appeals to him. We'll see. Those are the names that I like. There's also a name I'm not really hearing, but a name that I kind of like, kind of off the radar. Jim McElwain, the coach at Central Michigan. He was a very successful coach at Florida. He knows the West Coast well. He's from here. He's from Montana. He played football at Washington State. He's a little older, a little more conservative. I don't know how well he'd fit culturally in Eugene, but I know that he wins football games. He comes from that Nick Saban tree as well, so he wouldn't be the worst choice that we can make. But yeah, not the best sports weekend. And the Blazers are struggling, and there's rumors again that Damian Lillard is going to get traded. Blah, blah, blah. Terrible sports weekend for me. Hey, I actually got all my waivers done. It was kind of nice to do that. You know, I usually, for whatever reason, I don't know, I've just been waiting. I like to wait till I get home so I can focus 100% on it, but I've just been so tired these last couple of weeks. I've struggled to get them all in, so I made sure I got them done throughout the day at work today, so I didn't have to worry about it tonight. I can just come home, do this video, go straight to bed, should I choose, or eat dinner or whatever. So yeah, pretty proud of myself for getting that done. And last little bit of stuff to talk about. I watched the new Resident Evil. It was alright. It did feel a little bit more like the game. They did set up a sequel, which is cool. I thought it was a decent movie. I mean, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad. It's just kind of in the middle. You know, it was worth the price of admission. For me was $0. It was worth the price of popcorn. That extra butter popcorn that I just love. I just can't get popcorn anywhere else like you get at the movie theater. I don't know what they do so differently, but it just tastes so much better at the movie theater. All right, so the waivers, 15 waivers for you to help you prioritize this week. One quarterback for you, Taysom Hill. He's the only quarterback out there worth having. There's a lot of quarterbacks on bye. You know, like Tua's playing decently well. Carson Wentz, again, I think he's under 50%, or he will be because of the bye week. But they should be 0-2. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's still kind of worth having, but I'm not gonna put him on this list this week. I've been talking about Garoppolo for like a month now. So if you haven't been clued in to Garoppolo yet, alright, I don't know why that towel fell off of there. If you haven't been clued into Garoppolo, or you haven't got the clue about Garoppolo yet, you're not going to if I talk about him again. But Taysom Hill, tell you how many other quarterbacks are going to score you 20 fantasy points with 4 interceptions. Taysom Hill's probably the only one who's going to be able to do that for you. So, not the best real-life quarterback, definitely a good fantasy quarterback. Kind of like Tim Tebow used to be. Tight ends, we're going to skip to the tight ends. Only got 2. Tyler Conklin should be the number 1 tight end priority because Adam Thielen is out for an extended period of time. He'll definitely be out Thursday, probably out week 15 as well. By the way, the Vikings and Steelers will play on Thursday. Tyler Conklin should, I would imagine, ably step into that role that Adam Thielen played so well. I mean, Cousins doesn't have the same kind of trust in Conklin. He probably never will. But Conklin can take some of those targets and some of that production and those red zone looks that Adam Thielen will be vacating until he gets back on the field. And then Cole Kmet makes the list again. He, again, quietly putting up some solid production at the tight end position in a bad Bears offense and against the Packers in a game where the Bears could be playing catch up for the vast majority or entirety of that game. Cole Kmet and all Bears pass catchers, Darnell Mooney, Jimmy Graham even, or Allen Robinson possibly, worth having, worth starting. Now, for the skill positions, I have 6 wide receivers, 6 running backs, deep list. I'll do the running backs first. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I don't have 15. I have 14. I put Sony Michel on here, even though his ownership is above 60%, because I think that after what we saw him do last week and the uncertainty around Darrell Henderson, it's too early to drop Sony Michel tomorrow morning. I would wait till Friday or Saturday, so hopefully you have someone more expendable on your roster to drop and add someone that you're needing or add a position that you're needing for the week. I recommend holding Sony Michel in most formats, unless you're in a league. I play in a few of these where you have caps on positions where you can only have 4 running backs at a time or something. Then in a league like that, you might not want to hold Sony and Michelle because you're probably going to need someone who's going to be more productive for you as a flex, or just to get through the bye weeks or injuries to Dalvin Cook, stuff like that. But in a standard league where you can carry as many running backs as you want, Sony Michel is someone to hold. So my 5 running backs for you: Tevin Coleman of the Jets, not super good, definitely a Myles Gaskin type, gets a lot of work with very little production, but volume speaks a lot. Follow the volume in fantasy football. Tevin Coleman's getting a lot of volume, so there's no reason why he's going to be in the weekly flex conversation with the volume that he's getting. Excuse me, I don't know what is going on here. Okay, Dontrell Hilliard and Dante Foreman, the 2 running backs for the Titans, splitting the work. We have no idea how the work is going to split this week. We're coming off a bye. Hopefully Mike Vrabel has figured it out. They both looked decent in their last start. Dontrell Hilliard has looked better to me. So Dontrell Hilliard is the running back that I'm prioritizing on waivers over Dante Foreman, but it wouldn't be the worst idea if you could try to go out there and get both of them. Adrian Peterson, back on the radar again. He looks like the guy to own in the Seattle backfield right now. Nobody in that backfield is really looking good at all. But Adrian Peterson did get a touchdown last week, so he might be the guy in the red zone, which is, precious real estate, prime real estate in the fantasy football world. So again, Adrian Peterson would be the running back if I was wanting somebody from that mess in Seattle. Adrian Peterson is the guy I'd be looking at. Personally, I'm avoiding all of it, but again, if you need a running back, you're trying to get into the playoffs, Adrian Peterson, you can do much worse. And lastly, JaMycal Hasty of the 49ers. He is currently, right now, Tuesday night. A lot could change between now and Saturday, or Sunday, of course. Although I think week 14, traditionally, that used to be the week when the NFL went to Saturday games because college football is over. But we do have the Army-Navy game this Saturday, so maybe the NFL's waiting until week 15. I don't know. I need to look into that. But anyways, JaMycal Hasty is the only currently healthy running back on the 49ers roster. As Elijah Mitchell is hurt, Trey Sermon is hurt, Jeff Wilson is hurt. Pretty standard operating procedure for the 49ers running backs. But so JaMycal Hasty, otherwise wouldn't be much of a priority, right? If Elijah Mitchell and all those guys play, you're probably going to end up dropping JaMycal Hasty. But if you want to get ahead of the curve, JaMycal Hasty could be a waiver wire priority for you tomorrow morning. Now for the wide receivers. My number 1 guy is Russell Gage. Russell Gage is the number 1 option in the Falcons passing game. He had a huge day last week. There's no reason to think that won't continue moving forward. I don't think he's going to have a game like that, but he's going to be the alpha in the passing game for the rest of the season, more than likely. So Russell Gage is a fantastic wide receiver to have on your roster for depth or flex purposes. Damn. Next, I got KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne is going to be the biggest beneficiary of Adam Thielen's injury. KJ Osborne has been very good in the limited opportunities that he has got. He's been very surprising for me as a Vikings fan. I never thought that he was going to be a useful player on offense. I thought he was just going to be a return specialist, kind of like Devin Hester used to be. Devin Hester never really was great as a wide receiver or corner. He was just the greatest return man we've ever seen. I was kind of hoping that was going to be KJ Osborne's ceiling, but he actually is a useful wide receiver, and he's going to continue to be a useful wide receiver. He was very good last week after Adam Thielen's injury. KJ Osborne for me, not just because I'm a Vikings fan, or maybe it is because I'm a Vikings fan, I'm not sure. he's my waiver. He's my wide receiver priority ad for the week. Next, a couple of guys from the Lions: Josh Reynolds and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They both had pretty good days against my Vikings last week. I think as Josh Reynolds has quickly become the guy in the wide receiver core for the Lions. So if you're looking for, a dart throw, you're looking for volume to add depth to your wide receiver group, Josh Reynolds is a great pickup. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, I thought he was really talented coming in. I thought he should have been drafted a little higher. I thought the Lions got a steal. He reminded me of Stephon Diggs a little bit. He's finally starting to come on in that terrible offense. I think as he gets older, more experienced, as the Lions get more talent around him, he's going to become a better player. Right now, he's still, in a deeper league, he's worth owning. He's worth owning, but in a deeper league, he's worth starting consideration. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I know Julio Jones is possibly back this week. He's been designated to return, but that doesn't mean he will return. So Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, for now, still looking like the number one guy in the Titans passing game. Even if Julio does come back, who knows? Who's to say if he's 100%? So, again, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, I think, is a sneaky good ad who could, who people are kind of probably forgotten about because he had a bye week last week. But still, you could swoop him up even after waivers, and he could really pay big dividends for you this week and into the playoffs, possibly. And then lastly, Laquan Treadwell used to play for my Vikings. He was terrible. I loved him coming out of college. I thought he was going to be great. Huge bust. We were all wrong about Laquan Treadwell. Still hasn't really been that great, but he is leading the Jaguars in targets and catches and all that stuff over the last 2 weeks. So there's something to be said there about that. It's not Marvin Jones. It's Laquan Treadwell. Laquan Treadwell is the number one guy in the Jacksonville passing game, and given how bad Jacksonville's been, how far behind they're falling, how much they're struggling, Laquan Treadwell could be something here, at least this week. We can reevaluate after this week, but if you're trying to get into the playoffs, you're looking for a high upside play. I'm liking Laquan Treadwell a lot for that. So, yeah, that's it. And hey, I'm under 18 minutes. Not terrible. I'm slowly getting these videos back down to a more acceptable time frame. So, I didn't even talk about my car. I'm having some car problems. Like, maybe you. This is probably gonna go over 20 minutes now. Yeah, definitely having some car problem. My car is like overheating, and it's like running through coolant really fast. I just poured a whole gallon of coolant in there last night. It was gone immediately. I've been putting water in there. It's getting me back and forth to work still. Okay, but yeah, it's just sucking the coolant. I don't know. There's obviously a leak somewhere, but like I'm not seeing any like coolant leaks in my parking spot or anywhere I park, so I don't know where it's leaking to. But yeah, I mean, my dad said it could be a blown head gasket. I don't think it's that, but it could be like there was something else. There's a couple other things. It could be those are possibilities. I don't think it's a blown head gasket because it's not. When I leave it there idling, it's not blowing, blue smoke. It's not leaving puddles of coolant, leaking out my exhaust, and my coolant reservoir. They said it's supposed to be bubbling. It's not bubbling because there's nothing in there. It's just immediately disappearing. It's immediately going somewhere, and I can't figure out where it's going because it's not in the radiator either. So I mean. It's going into the radiator. Yes, obviously because my car is running, but like it's not lasting in the radiator very long at all. I'm like having to, like I said, I put coolant in there last night, a whole gallon, and then then I poured a whole thing of water in the reservoir because my coolant went away immediately last night. And then this morning I didn't even think to check it because I was like, there's no way all that water is gone. So I didn't check it. I drove to work. It was overheating on my way to work. I checked it. Got out of my car, of course. No coolant in the reservoir. So I poured some more water in there, and then made it from UPS to the employee parking lot at the airport just fine. And then I made it home just fine because I put more water in it before I left the parking lot tonight. So as long as I put water in it, as long as I'm checking out water every time I drive it, I'm doing okay. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's definitely a leak of coolant. Coolant is completely disappearing somewhere, and I can't really get it looked at until this weekend. Hopefully my dad will come, or my brother, or someone who knows cars will come look at it for me. But I don't have any time. I can't take it into a shop because I don't even get off work till after 5. And all the shops are closing at 5, and so yeah, it's been stressful. It's been a stressful couple of days with my car, but I'm hoping that we can figure out the problem. Hopefully it's a easy fix and not a blown head gasket. But yeah, my gut tells me it's not a blown head gasket. It's something else, like a shoot, I don't remember the other options. There's a couple other options it could be. I'm thinking it's one of those things. So, yeah, okay. Over 20 minutes. Oh well, whatever. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. Good luck with your waivers, and good luck getting into the playoffs. And yeah, all right. Peace, love, and nacho fries. Hang loose. Thanks so much.